I'm Dave.
And I'm Len.
And welcome to Wargame Chat. Today we're going to talk about pre-20th century war movies. I'll start with one. The original 300, not the remake of it where they used rhinos and stuff with troops on top of it and all sorts of nonsense. But the original one was pretty hokey too. But I'd say it was more historically accurate than the second. Did you ever see the original?
Yeah, a long time ago. Because that inspired the remake.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the one person said the remake's more like an operatic version of events. You're not watching it for the history.
True.
You're watching it for the emotion.
Mm.
But one thing about the remake is they did a sequel to about the Battle of Somalis. And actually, I like that better than 300.
Oh, really? I'll have to look that one up. I don't have that one.
I can't remember the name of it. So. But I liked it better, even though the big deal was, will the Spartans join us at the in the battle? And I'm going, Sparta has 12 ships. Who cares if they join you or not? But the producers have an obsession with Sparta.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, same with most of Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, what's first on your list?
My first thought was the Waterloo movie with Rod Steiger and Christopher Plummer. To me, that was one of the best movies about the burdens of command, because you saw both commanders and decisions that they have to make, the burdens they have to bear, and so on.
Mm.
So,
is that the one where Napoleon was sick in the movie? Yeah, and they end up losing because of that.
Because one thing, there's one scene especially, it's like, Wellington, it looks like, what could he be up to? That's an unusual move. And then you switch over to Napoleon says, he can't possibly retreat through those woods. He's not that stupid. Does he have something up his sleeve, some secret plan that I can't think of? So, and I remember how many times of playing war games, I felt the same way. What is my opponent doing? Why is he doing that? And so on.
All right, what's your next one?
I was thinking Master Commander.
That's a good one. I got that at home on DVD.
And there's one Hornblower. Actually, there's a Hornblower movie with Gregory Peck, which is, pretty decent. It's always meant to be melodramatic. And there's one which Hornblower is played by the guy who was the Human Torch. Mm. And he had one of the doctors as his best buddy.
Mm. You ever see the original Spartacus?
Yes, the one with Kirk Douglas.
Yeah, that was good.
Ah, yes.
They got a television series, well, at least they had it within the last 15 years, about Spartacus that was, I don't know if it was on cable or if it was on Netflix or what, the one that had Lucy Lawless in it. Did you ever see an episode of that?
I saw the stills. That's probably all I need to know.
What else you got?
The Sharp's Rifle series.
That was excellent. I borrowed that from you. Very good.
Yeah. Actually, there's one also. There was a French movie about the Battle of Austerlitz. Mm. And most of the movies I'm thinking about, do they have a good battle scene? That's the criteria. And this one had a good battle scene, not like a certain Napoleonic biography. And there was also controversy over the theme song for the movie, but we won't get into that.
Which was the Napoleon movie where they showed him in the end in exile and stuff? Was that Waterloo or was it a different one?
Waterloo, I think they just had him wandering off.
Oh, okay.
And, well, actually, in any movie, he has to end up in exile.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to think. The American Civil War has provided their own contributions. Mm-hmm. I know they had the Gettysburg movie.
Yeah, I got a copy of that on Blu-ray. I still got to watch it. I got it at a garage sale.
Because the Battle of Little Round Top is so dramatic that the only problem with the movie is that after you're done with that, you don't care about Pickett's charge because they're all exhausted. And I was thinking, Martin Sheehan, who's an unrepentant lefty, plays Robert E. Lee to my satisfaction. There's something about the way he speaks, has the proper tone, and he's in command. You know, he doesn't yell, but he goes, "I said we are going to attack." Right, Commander? You know, right, General? Yes, this is how we're going to do this. And good acting by his part.
Do you remember a Civil War movie? It was really long. I don't know if it was like 4 hours or something. It was either the late 1980s or early 1990s. It was at the theaters. I can't remember what it was called. Was it Glory or something?
Glory, yes.
Yeah.
Was it really that long?
I don't know if it was 4. It seemed long when I saw it, at least, because I had to pee the whole time.
Actually, that was a decent one, too. So.
Yeah, that's the one where it had that Confederate general, I forget his name, the one who's walking around like that, while like he's blessing his troops when he's on horseback and stuff.
There was one.
Stonewall.
Yeah, Stonewall.
Yeah. What's that? Battle of Fredericksburg with a lot of the same people from the Gettysburg movie. Because I remember that one had Robert Duvall as Robert E. Lee, and he claims that he's related to Robert E. Lee. And it's like, okay, he just stands there. You know, there's something about Martin Sheen actually looks like he's in command. So, there's a couple movies about the USS Monitor. I know there's one in the 30s by Hearts in Bondage. It's the only movie Lou Ayres ever directed. He was in All Quiet on the Western Front. And it had a few people in the movie that went on to other good roles. They had Fritz Leiber as the captain of the Monitor. And there's one in the 80s that had Donald Sutherland in the movie. That one, well, yeah, that was a more modern one, so the special effects were much better. So I can't remember that movie. And of course, we cannot forget Red Badge of Courage.
What is that about? I can't remember.
It's a soldier in the American Civil War. And in the battle, you know, it's like the soldier's view where he marches and then retreats with everybody and then gets lost. And then wanders onto the battle where the flag's about to fall down, grabs it, and rallies the troops by just standing there. And he's a big hero, even though he's just, totally confused. Having Audie Murphy play the role, this is the original, so it was just perfect. And, we forgot Zulu.
Oh, yeah, Zulu. There's Zulu Dawn, and then there's Shaka, the TV series that people come. I thought Shaka, the TV series, was pretty good, but a lot of people were offended by it for why I don't know. But
well, actually, I was about to say that to do it right, you got to show how brutal he was.
Yeah. Well, they were complaining that they were showing the women topless.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's historically accurate or not, but I mean, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know where he supposedly got his innovative tactics from? Okay, Shaka is one of those people that can learn languages real fast. So he associated with these traders on the coast that were both French and British, and they were like veterans of the Napoleonic Wars, so they described their experiences. So when you ever see the thing about the two horns, those are Napoleonic tactics. He borrowed from the best.
What's Fort Apache you got on there?
Okay. Actually, that's one I want to get into. Some Westerns, I don't know if they're considered war movies or not. Again, I concentrated on the ones who had good battle scenes. So Fort Apache is it's the cavalry trilogy that John Ford made after World War II. It had John Wayne and Henry Fonda in it. And remember the basic premise of it. Henry Fonda is transferred into Fort Apache after fighting Jeb Stuart and the Confederates for 4 years. So he really doesn't understand why these guys are having problems with Cochise and company. You know, how can this naked savage outrun you? And they're going, it's not what you think it is. Because one thing I thought the portrayal of Henry Fonda was good is the fact that he's strict. brings in changes, but he's on a martinet. Everything he wants to do is good. Improves the efficiency of the troops and everything. And they near the end, they're beginning to understand what he wants to do. But in the end, he gets killed, and so as a result, instead of talking about what he foolishly attacks, and instead of talking about what fool he was, he talks about the rest of the soldiers, talk about his courage and how he's inspired them, which I thought was really neat. And of course, died with their boots on. Earl Flynn plays Custer.
Oh, that's with Custer, about Custer, okay.
Yeah. There's been other remakes, but, there are a lot of things wrong with that. But it's just so inspiring. Earl Flynn is just such a great actor. Oh, I forgot Charge of the Light Brigade, because he was in that one too.
Here's one that most people haven't heard of. There was a Russian movie about the medieval times when the Germans attacked the Russians across ice, and the ice broke and the Germans fell through the ice or something. It was
Alexander Nevsky!
Yeah,
When it was, if you remember the movie, at times they stop, look at the camera, and says, "He who invades us who invades Russia will perish here."
Well, in most cases that's been true, though.
Yeah, and when it was originally released, suddenly there was a treaty with the Germans, so they pulled it out of circulation. And then when the Germans attacked in 1941, they put it back in to inspire them.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, you got Henry the Fifth there?
Fifth, yes. Both Olivier's version and what was the recent remake with another good actor. And that one, I'm excluding some Shakespearean ones like Julius Caesar because it's mostly politics. But this one was meant to have a battle scene in it. So.
Anything else?
Okay. Charlton. I'm going to the Charlton Hestons. There's one movie, Against All Flags, or...
yeah, I never heard of that one.
It's about the Battle of New Orleans. He plays Andrew Jackson. As Yul Brynner as John Lafitte. All I remember is the battle scenes tend to get recycled in any other movie in this period. I don't know how many times I've seen the same redcoats line up in the fog. So,
Cartoon.
yeah. Ooh, cartoon. That's another good one. And also Charlton Heston had El Cid. And then there was one called Warlord.
I think I saw that one within the last few years. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, because that's the one where he's given knight is given command of the fief, and he has to manage it and fight off the Frisian invaders. This is like early Middle Ages.
Is this Friesland invaders?
Yeah, Frisian is...
Frisian. Oh, okay. Because there's a Friesland forest, and I think it's Austria.
This is like part of what is the Netherlands now.
Oh, okay.
And, we forgot about the French and Indian Wars, Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few of them. I think the one in the 30s with Randolph Scott is the one I prefer. Even though the recent one with Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't that bad. But I'm trying to remember what, there was the recent Oliver Stone Alexander movie.
Oh, yeah. The original Alexander is so-so, the old one, but I can't remember if I like the new one. Oh, no, the new one I think was okay, but...
Did you see the director's cut?
Yeah, that's the only one I saw. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it on DVD, so I'm sure it was a director's cut.
Yeah, because director's cut. See, the investors wanted him to do the events chronologically because they're afraid the audience might get confused. When he got the director's cut, he knew that the people watching it knew who Alexander was. So it's like they can... he goes through key points in his life and just has flashbacks into what led him there and so on. So the original one had Richard Burton as Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset that the next role was Cleopatra. I want to get out of the ancient world.
It's amazing how many people don't know that Cleopatra was Macedonian, and they think she's African and all this stuff. No, she's Macedonian.
Yeah.
She's European.
Maybe the Egyptians were all black Africans, but her royal family was Greek, and she looked Greek.
There were some Egyptian pharaohs who actually were African. They never talk about them, though. It'd probably be pretty interesting if they did.
Yeah, it's strange thing. No one talks because I forget which dynasty that was. So, speaking of another one with good. There was a mini-series called Masada, had Peter O'Toole.
I remember that. That was fantastic.
That's what I like in the Ancient War movie. Actually, the book's title was The Antagonist. It's about the war of wills between two leaders, kind of like in the Waterloo one. The Roman guy says, I'm doing this for glory. I'll be known as the guy who, the final victory in the Judean wars. Well, the Judean leader has his own motivations and tactics. So, and another one was kind of marginal was Joan of Arc.
Oh, wow. It's been a long time since I saw that.
Okay, there's several versions. Actually, the one I like is the one with Lily Sobieski as Joan of Arc. Outside the fact she was the right age, the other ones followed the pattern where the King of France, Charles VIII or something, is this wimpy, effeminate guy. Where George Bernard Shaw, he wrote the play in which the King of France is a wimpy, effeminate guy. The truth of the matter is he's a very Machiavellian character. Probably could talk Machiavelli a few things. He made the alliance that changed the balance of power. And in the movie he played by the same guy who played was Barney Simpson on How I Met Your Mom. And he plays the same kind of character, always plotting things. And I remember watching there in the legend. She has a private conference with the king where she tells him supposedly things that no one else knew. And I'm thinking, they probably talked about the bro code and a few other antics that was on the show. I'll remember who that was. And also, it's strange that movie was meant to be more of an historical movie than a religious movie. But the thing is, like, they show her praying, there's a beam of light coming down, and the camera moves away like this is a private moment. It's actually more respectful of religion than some of the other movies. Because I think there's one, The Messenger, that is Joan of Arc, and all I remember after watching that is that everybody involved in this movie deserves to go to hell. I mean, I don't get that critical, but... yes.
Any others?
Oh, I think that's about it. Because actually, when I started this, my complaint was there was only a handful of movies about pre-20th century. But then the more I thought about this, more and more. And actually, I haven't, in the last 10 years at least, there have been more movies about historical movies.
I'd like to see a movie about the Romans versus the Etruscans, or Romans versus some of those other Italian tribes.
Yeah, because I was thinking Italy had, if you get one of those 100 ancient movies for $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get a few of those.
Are they any good, or?
Well, so-so.
They're dubbed, I would assume.
Yeah, they're dubbed. but don't hold it against them, because I think there's one about Aeneas landing in Rome, and he's trying, with his colonists, trying to set up a colony, dealing with the other Latin tribes, while suffering his own version of PTSD. And I thought that was good, because it showed like he was trying to avoid conflict, but conflict wants you. You can't
Gotcha.
avoid conflict. So, all right. So,
All right, guys, we'll have a new topic for next time. Have a good one.
all right.